Hello? Okay. All right, I think it's already 11, so we think we should get started. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this symposium. And today we'll discuss on the topic of advancing student agency through technology-enhanced learning environment. My name is Hongzhen Wang. I'm from National Taiwan University. I'm a professor of economics and also involved in the university administration. And I have been participated in the teaching and learning development in the past, so super excited to be here. And today with me are 4 colleagues from Taiwan, and I will introduce each one of them and their title of the talk later. And before that, let me elaborate on the ideas behind today's symposium. So I think in higher education, technology is no longer just been a tool for delivering course content. It has become part of the learning environment itself. So if used properly, it can help students to learn better, to monitor their own progress, to understand what competencies have they developed, and sometimes the system can also help them to give them suggestions of what to do next. Of course, we are all aware that bringing technology into the classroom has its issues and problems, right? Laptops in the classroom are always a distraction for students. And nowadays, if students overly rely on, for example, Gen AI, that could potentially take away part of the important learning process from the students. So we are very aware of these issues and problems and limitations. And these are, I think, deserve a whole new session that devotes to these issues. But having said that, I think the problems and issues of this technology should not be the reasons that we reject technology in the learning environment. Rather, I think it reminds us that we need to design and use the technology very carefully. So that's the spirit of today's session. So the question we're asking today is how we may design the technology-enhanced learning environment that promotes student agency. Now, student agency here, does that mean that we leave students to their, for them to study on their own? But instead, we mean to provide better support, better tools, better information, so that students can use them and to understand their own progress and make more control over their learning journey. So in this session, we're going to look at the question or the solutions for 4 different examples from Taiwan. Now, Taiwan provides an interesting context for this discussion because Taiwan, first of all, is highly technology-oriented society, and many universities there are exploring technology integration in different ways. So today we are going to see 4 different examples from 4 very different universities in Taiwan, from Taiwan. So, I'm sorry, I forgot to, okay, so that's the slides. So the first example will be delivered by Weishun Zhang from National Taiwan University, and she is the Assistant Director of the Digital Learning Center in the university. She will introduce the learning platform called NTU Cool, which provides a lot of fancy utilities, facilities for students to understand their learning materials better. I think it includes automatic bilingual subtitles, right? And also some fancy stuff. Okay. And then the second lecture or presentation will be given by Professor Zheng, Songhui Zheng from Taipei Medical University. So she'll she'll introduce her school system that use the technology to help students to learn technology. Now, it is not just to learn the skills, but learn the ethics as well. So learn how to use the technology in a responsible way. And the number 3 presentation, I was told a very short presentation by Professor Chen from National Yangming Jiao Tong University. And here shows us that they use the VR technology to help engage their biomedical students in the classroom. And now, the last presentation is to be delivered by Professor Huang from National Chenggong University. And she'll introduce her school's e-portfolio system, which, according to my understanding, collects various kinds of students' learning data and analyzes the data and tells the students what are the strengths, what are the strengths and weaknesses in their learning, and helps students to plan their future learning path. All right, so although these 4 cases were developed independently in different universities, I think together they offer a broader picture of how technologies can help students along the learning journey. So now, before I give the podium to Wei Shun, let me briefly explain how we will conduct the rest of the session. So each speaker will have at most 15 minutes for a presentation. And after all the presentations, I'll give short comments and raise a few questions for the panelists to respond. And then we'll open the floors. I'll give more questions to the floor so that we can discuss together. All right, so please join me to welcome our first speaker, Wei Shun from National Taiwan University.
Okay, thank you for Professor Wang's introduction. And hi, I'm Wei Shun from National Taiwan University. And yes, I'm going to show you how our learning platform, NTU Cool, how it's built and how it can support student learning and enhance the student agency. Yeah. And here's what we'll cover today. First, a quick introduction to the platform, NTU Cool, which is learning management system, and the design philosophy behind it. And there will be 2 existing features. First one is video module, and then the PDF annotation module, and show how they support student agency. And finally, 2 AI-enhanced features we are now developing to take student agency further. So let's start. Okay, NTU Core stands for NTU Course Online. It's actually our university's own learning management system. It's built on an open source version of Canvas. I believe many universities are using a cloud version of Canvas. And so we'll customize it and integrate it with some modules developed by our in-house team. Yes, and every semester there are around 5,500 courses are taught on NTCool, so which means over 90% of the faculty and students in NTU are using this platform for teaching and learning. And there will be more than about 1,000 courses. Thank you. There will be more than about 1,000 courses are using the video module and upload lecture videos as the course content. So when we are thinking about student agency, we always think about these 3 dimensions. And the first one is feedback. And when students learn on the platform, we tend to give students immediate, actionable signals about their learning. Or they understand all the materials, are there anything they're missing, and can they get a response from their peers, TAs, or instructors? And also, the second one is flexibility. And comparing to the learning activities that take place in the real classroom, until cool, we hope students can arrange their learning at their own space, at their own pace, in their own time, in a way that works for them. Yeah. And the third one is depth. We want the platform to guide students toward thinking, questioning, or engaging more deeply with what they are learning. So that student can move from a passive consumer of the learning content to an active participant. Yes. So the first features we're talking about is the video learning module. The core idea is very simple. We wish that students can decide when and how and what pace they are engaged with the video. So therefore, until cool, students can adjust the playback speed anywhere. They can slow down for the complex content and maybe speed up or just go through those content they already know. And they can revisit any sections of the videos as they need. And although these are quite simple, basic features, but I think they are fundamentally shift who controls the learning pace. And also, we provide the timestamp comments that students can leave questions or observation comments at a specific moment of the videos. And their classmates, TAs, teachers can all see the comments and respond to it. And also, we provide subtitles for each video. We have trained our own speech recognition model, which is called Cool Whisper, and which can accurately transcribe the whole lectures in which the teacher may switch between Mandarin and English. This is really common practice in higher education classroom in Taiwan. Yes. And let's see the interface. As you can see, the subtitles here is code switching, that there are English some characters and also Mandarin characters. And also you can see those blue dots on the timeline beneath the videos. Each blue dot means a student leave a comment there. And so student can click on the dot and see the whole comments, and their peers, of course, can respond to it. And also scrolling down to the video, there will be a whole comments, questions raised by students, and also the feedback from others, members in the course. And the conversation is anchored to a specific moment in the video, so that the context should be very clear. Yeah, and so after the video modules, so there are even more course will upload like PDF materials, course slides to the platform as the course content. So we're talking about the PDF annotation modules. And with these features, students can highlight specific passage, paragraph, or regions in the PDF and leave comments also, and also some questions. And those annotations are visible to everyone, as well as like those comments in the videos. TAs and other students can reply. And the design goal of this feature is to transform reading from a typically very private or invisible activity into a shared and social learning experience. This also creates nature opportunities for students to receive the feedback from their peers or from their teachers and TAs. And see, there's also the interface. Like you can see the annotation made by students and those comments, and it's become the discussion threads. And also we provide some analytics on students' engagement, like can both give the instructors and also the students to a sense of how this class is participating in this reading. Yeah. And then maybe you're curious about does this work? And how this annotation feature actually improves students' agency and learning. We have research as evidence to answer that. There's a Professor Helen Liu from our university's political science department. She conducted a social study in her public administration course. And there are 30 students participate, and she used pre and post surveys analyzed with MANOVA to measure changes across the whole semester in like reading habits, motivations, annotation behavior, and how they perceive the usefulness of the system. The results were significant and also encouraging to me. That according to the statistics result, we can see a significant effect to using annotation feature. Students show meaningful increase in motivation to read, both when sharing like annotations with small groups or sharing to the whole class. And also, for perceived usefulness, the effect was also significant. A student report that the feature helped them to participate more actively, acquire concept more deeply, and expand their breadth of knowledge. Yes. So almost every single survey item increased in a post-test. But the one with the single largest increase is that students say, I really want to read the annotations made by other students. So we can see that students become more motivated to read, not because they told them, we told them or the teacher told them to do, but because they want to know what their classmates are thinking, what they are doing about this reading material. So the annotation transform, like just what I mentioned before, a private, maybe invisible activity readings into a social shared experience. And I think that's precisely what we are helping to achieve. Yeah, and then moving to the AI era. Okay, now we are developing some AI-enhanced features, and we hope they can, as a solution to the challenge we have observed on our platform. Yeah, the first one is about video summarization and segmentation. Here's the problem. Like, we observe that many instructors, they upload very long lecture videos to the platform, sometimes maybe 2 to 3 hours, and that will be a frustration to students. They often struggle to find a specific concept in the videos, yes. And yes, we know that we can ask the instructor to manually edit a video, divide it into many small sections, but that faculty are always very, very busy. So the editing can be time-consuming and sometimes may be technical demanding. So we ask AI for help. We already automatically generate caption for every videos uploaded to the platform. So now we are running those captions through a large language model that automatically generates a summary of the full videos and divide it into logical sections and give each section a title. And so for students, this means that they can see the structure of the video before they start watching them and jump directly to the section they need. And for the instructor, for the teacher, it means that they can publish a well-structured video without spending too much time. And this is the interface of it that you can see. We designed a one-click workflow for the instructors. Click button, and then insert all the segmentation and titles generated by AI tool. And then the instructors can edit them and then publish to the students. So while AI might be imperfect, this keeps the instructor in control of the content. And then for the students' interface, you can see that there are some besides what the existing features, we add the summary beneath the videos and the segmentations. So before hitting the play button, students can see the full structures of the videos. The section titles, the topic this video will cover. So they can choose to watch from the very beginning or just jump to the section they need. Yeah, so I think combined with those existing features, that this can provide students a better tool for engage with the video content. And then the second, other features that we are developing is that automatic quiz generation. And here's the users' requirements. We found that, as well known, that in asynchronous learning, a student often finish watching a video or reading an article and feel like, okay, they understand all of the videos or the reading material, but it's without any kind of check. They cannot really know whether they actually know everything in the videos or the article. So in fact, we heard this feedback directly from the student in our user research. They told us that they wanted some practice questions after watching lecture videos or completing readings, so they can verify that if they understand at the moment. However, for instructor, creating like assessment questions for each piece of content is also time-consuming. So that's the reason why many courses, they don't do like the pre-test, the post-test that often. So we collaborating with the university's research lab to develop an AI-powered quiz generation tool. And this system uses course videos and documents as source material to generate questions that are closely aligned with the course content. So also for the instructor, maybe AI can generate quiz questions for them to review, edit, publish. But however, we're also developing a student-facing version of this feature. We hope that students, after they watch the videos, they can be able to ask AI to generate a short practice quiz for them to, without waiting for the teacher. Then let's give students an on-demand way to assess their own understanding and review the material at their own their own pace. Yes, and then there's a quick view of the interface that students are watching the lecture video and they can access the short quiz directly in the same interface. They don't need to switch the platform. Yes, and this goal is, the goal is to make it easy for students to move between learning and self-checking. Watch video, check their understanding, identify any gaps, and return to the relevant sections of the videos they need. Yes, so that's the last slides that, so across all the 4 features, the video module, the PDF annotation, video segmentation, and auto quiz generation, you can see how our platform NTU Core tries to address all these 3 dimensions of students' agency, like feedback, flexibility, and also depth. So we move, even though we are now moving to the AI era, we are finding new ways to strengthen each of them. Yes. And at the same time, it's very important to remember that like using learning platform or even using AI does not automatically create student agency. It's very easy to design features that simply make passive consumption or more convenient. Like we have tried to do, and what I hope you maybe can think about it, is to show that the agency requires intentional design. Like building features around how students actually learn, grounding decisions in evidence, and also continuously refining these features. Yeah, that's why we're not just building the tools of platform, we are designing an environment where students can take greater ownership of their learning. Yeah, and we'll keep working toward the goal. Thank you very much for hearing and sharing, and maybe we'll have some discussion later. Yeah, thank you very much.
So thank you, Wei-Shun. I think NTU provides a platform for effective learning. So if students have trouble understanding a certain part of the lecture, students can always go back to the video and can jump right to the section that they have difficulty with, and they can leave comments, ask questions directly on the video, and hopefully instructors will respond, right? But this process, I think, also reminds us that technology, I mean, just as Wei-Shun mentioned at the very end, technology itself does not create student agency. Students still have to take the action to participate in their own learning process. I think what the technology does is to lower the bar, make it less daunting to take control of their learning process. All right, so our second presentation is by Professor Zheng from Taipei Medical University, where Professor Zheng is the Dean of Academic Affairs. Professor Zheng, please.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Song Hui. I'm very honored to be here to share with you how we build AI literacy in my school. Allow me briefly introduce myself. I'm a rehab doctor. I'm also a professor in the School of Medicine, and my current position is the Dean of Academic Affairs. This is my first ICED. Okay. In the past 3 days, I enjoyed the beauty of this golden city and this magnificent university. I also cherish the experience and work shared by our keynote speaker, our seminar presenters, and the partners we work in the workshop. So I think human transform and prevail by education. And since I feel that ICED cherish these truths dearly in their heart, in their vision, in their mission. And so, in the past and it creates a very friendly, inclusive atmosphere. So I think I've heard many of the problems I have encountered in the past 3 years as a dean, but then now I know this is one of the places that I can bring a question here and find a solution with all of you. So in order to make sense of what I'm going to tell you, the following slides, allow me to, again, briefly introduce my school. My school is 60 years old. It's a medical school with 6,000 more students and around 2,000 faculties and staff. In the world ranking, we rank 597, and in Asia, we rank 131. And we are strong in nursing, dentistry, pharmacy, medicine, and biological science. And this is our specialty. We have 3 affiliated teaching hospitals and 1 community hospital and 2 centers focused in neuroscience and cancer research and practice, and 2 long-term care institutions. So most of our students will go to this hospital and institutions for the internship or for their career development. So most of our faculties do things like teaching, research, and clinical practice in their daily work. So since Professor Wang just said, Taiwan has a very strong IT manufacturing. So it is also a national vision that we embedded AI in education. So TMU AI literacy education, we hold a vision of leading the nation in AI literacy education, and our mission is to leveraging AI to transform teaching, research, learning, accelerating learning, enrich experience, and inspiring creativity. So in 2024, we start to think, how are we going to do this? So we come up with an action plan in 4 parts. First one is to create a website. The second is to create a physical space where people can learn from AI or use AI. And we summon many tools in the physical space and in our web space so that the teacher, faculty, and the staff can use AI in their work. And then we launch several programs so that we try to create TMU self-directed learning environment by all the students and the teachers and the staff. So these things starts in 2025. those physical space is created, and the website is created, the tools are gathered, we have opened many workshops and many programs. So from the number, you can see that we are making awareness in the campus. But the work is not stopped here. In 2026, our new AI-related service also begins with the AI Education Lab lecture and workshop still, and the academic AI experiment and student AI literacy survey. And in the fall, we will conduct AI coaching service implementation. These are the tools that we gather in our AI lab. It may be too small, but it's categorized into AI model like ChatGPT, Gemini, etc., and the tools for writing, and the tools for video making, and the tools for live and translation. Although the translation is important because we have around 600 students from foreign countries, but I think it is very important for all of us to learn as fast as possible from knowledge expressed in different language. So these are some of the examples of the workshop we do, like how to improve your communication efficiency with AI, how do you drive the AI as a literature organization, how do you do image generation, okay, and how do you present your generation by AI. And we also have an e-learning course for students and for staff and for faculties. The course includes 10 parts, and these are the things we want our staff to learn to know, like Suno, Midjourney, Notebook LM, Research Rabbit, Scopus AI, Perplexity, Elicit, Gamma, Gemini, ChatGPT. Because why we do that? Because some of the students cannot afford the AI with paid, so they can use that freely in our campus. And also, to raise more awareness, we also have films about AI, such as Robot Dream, I believe is a film made by Spanish and French people, and it's about a dog and a robot in the New York City. I think it's fun. I will go to see it. And then we have showcases that challenge our students and our staff to use AI to solve their problems. Okay, so now the literacy survey. We have more than 1,000 respondents, and you can see that in the first part, more than 70% of people say that they understand the fundamental concept of artificial intelligence as they apply to their professional field. And also, more than 85% people understand that AI-generated content is not always entirely accurate. And then 75% to 79% knows that how to select the appropriate AI tool for various learning and professional task purpose, and to articulate or to prompt AI to enhance the quality of their output. So you may ask, what's my goal? My goal is that 90% will know these things. So we still have a work to do. And the next question is, around 74%, they can critically evaluate the authenticity of AI-generated content, and 82% knows that they identify the situation where adopting AI recommendation is inappropriate, and then more than 90% knows that AI raise issues such as academic integrity, proper citation, disclosure, and copyright concern. And also more than 90% knows that excessive dependence on AI may hinder the development of their independent reasoning and creativity. And the next question raised that how often they use the tools. They believe that foundational knowledge of AI is an essential core of competency in modern college students. And then they learn that they were committed to learn continuously how to use AI very well. Okay, so we asked, how often do they use generative AI to assist their learning? There's more than 70%. And what do they do? I think most of them use in writing reports, document translation, organizing their data, but we found that only about 30% use in practicing national board examination, because more than 70% of our students need to pass the national board examination in order to pursue their career. So, for which learning tasks do you primarily use generative AI tools? And also, although we are medical school, I'm glad that we saw that 30% of our students always use it for programming. So Taiwan is an IT island, okay? And in total, which generative AI tools do you primarily use? The top 3 in TMU is ChatGPT, Gemini, NotebookLM. That's my profile too. So AI in MTMU, this is the learning managed system as the NTU Cool just presented to you. And in this learning managed system, in this year, we have launched online recording asynchronously with the on-site lecture. So after the lecture is stopped, the professor can upload the recorded lecture to this platform. And this platform will do AI subtitles, AI highlights, and AI quiz. So that next step is to develop AI assessment, so that we hope that students can have their self-paced learning. And whatever we do in the lab, from bench to bedside and from school to hospital, there are always a huge gap. So, as I say in the beginning, around 70% of our students goes into the hospital for internship and for their career pursuit. So, because we are good in building smart hospital, so we build a hospital, virtual hospital in the campus. Because we frequently, as a teacher, we frequently receive the feedback from the students that the first encounter of hospital patients really overwhelm our students. So we built this in order that our students can learn early and can learn repeatedly, and like in the picture you see, the first picture is our students, medical school students in group. They are doing history taking with the virtual patients, okay? And then after, they can go on and on asking the patient the question they want, and then they produce the diagnosis and produce the treatment plan and the investigation they want to do. And then they go back to the virtual patient and tell the patient that what they want to do. So in this kind of learning, I think our students can repeatedly asking, no matter whether the patient is anxious, not very sufficient in medical knowledge, or he's old or young, the patient will be very patient to answer our students' questions. So our students can feel free and safe in this learning environment to learn to be, when they mature, when they can go into the hospitals to face the patients without the horrifying gap. Okay, so upcoming service include the AI coaching. We hope to launch this AI coaching service in our learning management system and also in our virtual hospital system. So to summarize my talk, I learned from ICED that agency requires the ability to form a guiding purpose and identify actions to achieve a goal. For our student agency, our vision is that with AI in their education, they are more likely to have learned, how to do research, how to solve the problems and the gap they face, how to use AI responsibly and still have the AI irreplaceable abilities such as critical thinking, empathy, creativity, that leads to their decision-making in their professional work and in their very own life. So the future AI talent blueprint is a human-machine symbiosis. So this is our campus. It's located in the northern part of Taiwan, and you can see 101 Tower. And welcome if you drop by. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Zheng. I think we all agree that AI is penetrating into every professions today. And so everyone needs to have the AI literacy, but this may be even more so for the doctors, because our lives, our health may someday depend on their hands. So they need to know the capabilities of AI, but also the limitations of AI. So good work, Professor Zheng. So our next talk moves to Professor Chen from National Yangming Jiao Tong University. He will show us how they use the VR technology to engage biomedical students. So Professor Chen, please.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Wang. Hello, everyone. I'm Yongshen Chen from National Yangming Jiao Tong University. I'm with the Department of Computer Science and also the Dean of Academic Affairs of NYCU. Okay, so today the style of my presentation is a little bit different from many of yours. I'm going to share our experience about how to create an environment and policies to help to promote students to create their own VR tools for their learning. So we don't purchase tools for them. Actually, we create the environment so that they can learn how to create their own tools. Okay, so we believe that hands-on learning is a key to promote, to advance student agency and engagement. So we created 14 workshops and studios in our campus. You can see some examples on the slide. First one is the AR/VR lab. So the students can create their own AR/VR systems for their learning. And the second one, you can see the girl is using his hand to manipulate the puppets based on the sensors on her hands. So, those sensors are kind of gyro sensors and motion sensors, so they can use to capture the motion of the hands. Actually, she is building a project about how to record the motion of the masters of puppets. So, his skills can be recorded. And the third one is 3D printing lab. So, and you can see other the drone lab or the racing car lab, and we even have a lab for wood workshops, and we have also a video studio and a lab for robots. So you can see many different kinds of workshops and studios for students to create their own projects. And also we provide training courses for students to learn the basic skills about how to use these machines or instruments for safety and to learn the function of these equipments. All right, and we also have a SWORD program at NYCU, the students as learners and teachers. So let me explain this program. So once the student enrolls in a course, So he took the learning activities during the course. And at the end of the semester, maybe the students have some idea about how to improve the learning activities and even the evaluation of the course. So at the end of the semester, the student can discuss with the teacher about his idea. And maybe they will come up with a practical plan about how to advance the learning activities or evaluation. And then during the following semester, this student can add as TA of the course, and the resources budgets are allocated for this plan. Of course, if this plan is making sense after the review. Okay, so students can participate in the preparation of the course, and also they can have the capability to create their own tools. So let the story begin. So we all know that the animal study or dissection lab can be horrible, right? So it is an emotionally distressing experience for some individuals. They feel horrible to dissect the animals, and they think the animals are very poor. So one day, several years ago, one student thought that it is not right. It is, we have, actually the human being have no right to do such horrible things to animals just to understand their anatomy. So the next step she took was to create a VR system in which the people can experience the feelings of the animal locked in a cage, hopelessly, helplessly, desperately waiting to be dissected. So this system was so real, and she also seduces many more students to use the VR system to feel the animal's feelings. And then more and more students join her project about how to improve the dissection lab using the VR technology. So after the discussion with the teacher, so they came up with this plan. Some students use the 3D printing facility to create the frog. And another group of students create a VR system so that the students can use this system to do the dissection in the VR system virtually. Okay, so let's see their results. So we can see that the students can, this is the product of the project of these students. So they can use different tools, the knife, the scissors, to dissect the frogs based on the guidelines shown on the frog in the screen. And also they can learn how the different organs of the frog, and they need to pick them up from the frog. Okay, so no more frogs are sacrificed at our school, and now the real frog dissection lab has become this one. So no more blood in the lab, and every student use this VR system to learn how to dissect the frog and also the anatomy of the frog. Judging by the smiling faces, so you can see that the students are very happy and they are totally engaged in this course. Okay, so once we have the virtual frog, we can do anything to the frog, right? So we can use the electric stimulation to stimulate the frog and to measure the recording signals so that the students can learn how the electricity flow inside the frog. Okay, so here comes the dental medicine school students. So they also create their own teeth and mouth model by using the 3D printing, and then they learn how to brush the teeth properly. And also, we work with the dentist and to create a VR system for oral surgery teaching. So the students can learn how to do the oral surgery in this system. We can create many different situations in the VR system so that the students can learn how to handle different difficult situations and difficulties. And also for medical school students, they created the neonatal intubation training so that they use the model. You can see the baby's model on the desk, and also they use the tube. Actually, there are some sensors on the tool so that the system can know what is the orientation of the tool, so that you can see there's an endoscopy view. The students can know where the tube is when they are operating the tool. So in this way, they can efficiently learn how to do the intubation. And finally, the art school students also enjoy this system very well. They use 3D scanning to obtain the 3D model for a masterpiece of plaster sculpture. And they also create a real plaster sculpture, and then they can use this system to touch this sculpture in the VR system. And also they have the real feeling, the real haptic response from the system. Okay, so that's conclude my talk. We believe that once the students are happy, and then they will definitely engaged in the course, and also to promote their agency. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Chen. I think what impressed me the most is that a lot of these actions and programs are initiated by students. So that's a very good thing. And also, a lot of frogs are not in the lab. I hope that they are not end up in a restaurant. I'm just kidding. All right, so our next presentation is going to be delivered by Professor Huang from National Cheng Kung University. Please.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here, and this is my first time. First time always good, I hope. Okay, thank you. I'm from National Cheng Kung University. I'm Zhiyong Huang. And this is, over the next 15 minutes, I would like to share with you about how we support students navigate their own personalized learning journeys using AI-driven competence mapping inside a student learning e-portfolio. I will start with a little context, then turn to the problem we set out to solve, how the platform works, the thinking behind it, and the research that grounds it. So let me set up the context briefly, because it actually shaped the problem. NCKU is relatively large in terms of in Taiwan. It's a broad university that's in the southern city of Tainan. You can see a little Taiwan over there, and the little yellow dot, that's the southern part of Taiwan. So we have around more than 22,000 students and 1,300 faculties in the school, so that's relatively broad. So with the students moving across very different fields, we have 11 college. That diversity is a strength, but it also the root of the challenge. When a university is this size, is this very diversity, a single student's learning file ends up spread out across many disconnected experiences. And in the bigger picture, Taiwan is often known to the world through its technology, like TSMC. Recently, you probably heard that a lot on the news. But behind that is a higher education system whose real work is cultivate talent. So our question is simple. How do we support each student make sense of their own path? So let's look at this more in detail. Our over 4 years average student spend 4 years in a college. A typical student build up a huge amount of learning, but it's stored in completely separate system, at least in my school. So their academic records, such grades, courses that recorded in one system, which we can, from academic office, we can access anonymously. We can really follow the school students' path. But then another system that's called curricula is off the classroom. Students go all over the place. They do everything off the class. They go to the club, they do the project, they do the competition, all things that set in somewhere else if they have been recorded at all. So, and their result from UCAN, we have this system in Taiwan. We have this university career and competence diagnostics assessment for the student to take. So they will be able to know where they're gonna go, what's the kind of path they can take. So the result is stored in another system. So that's a lot of systems that actually we can connect together. So experiences pile up faster than students can connect them. And no single view shows who the student is becoming. Our goal was to turn that scattered picture into real student agency, to give students not just the data, but the data they can act on. So our response to that is the Student Learning e-Portfolio. It's one AI-enhanced view that turns scattered data into a personalized journey. It rests on 3 ideas. First, it's personal. It's personalizations. That everything that records is student owns, that fits student goals. Secondly, is a student agency that they use the data to make decisions, not only by just looking at the data. They can take the data and then make the next move. The third, it lasts a lifetime. Well, hopefully, the record stay with them after graduation. We have this system that allow alumni to come back to the school to improve if they lack of knowledge after they into the society. So they can still come back to the classroom to learn with the current students. So that's the 3 ideas that behind that. But to be honest, the e-portfolio, the idea is out there for a long time. It's not a really new idea. Universities have had them for years, but students rarely use them. We have this old e-portfolio system, but nobody uses it because it's blanket. It's like open-ended questions that is all blanket. Rely on the student to fill in. But the school, college students that take so many things to do. Take a class, go to the club, go to the project, do things, hang out with the friends, so many things. So fill out the blanket is the last thing they will remember to do that. So nobody do it. But e-portfolio is actually the kind of tool to let students connect the dots, which is really important. Turning scattered points into a line and a line into the whole picture. So we didn't drop the idea. we kept it. We rebuilt it from the ground up. So this was the most important design choice we made. We built it with the students, not just for them. We drew from participatory design, the work of the Kino and the college, and brought students in as a co-designer from the very first step. We actually have this workshop as a design thinking workshop. So we invite all the students who are interested in solving the problems to attend the workshop. And then we identify some students from that workshop. We invite them, we ask them if they have interest in solve actual problem that happening in the school right now. So several of them are interested, and so we collect them, gather them together, and we together co-design this system. So we have the successful foreign team, and they help decide what the platform should show and which problem were actually worth solving. So they moved from being users on the receiving end to partners in the work. And it shows the platform reflects what student really needs, not what we assume that they needed. They can even see their own fingerprints in it. Some of the students apply to graduate school by doing this project. And this project is still going. Still is under construction, still going to build up more. And that didn't just happen once. After the workshop, it happened to start building up this system. So we start with every step that every system started from grounded. So it ran through every stage as a loop. First, we listened to hear student real frustration, because sometimes that's why we brought in the students together, because that they are using it. And so they come to become the designer. So we can either throw out the questionnaire to the school students, or we ask the team member to ask their team member, to ask their colleague or peers to what exactly the problem is. So they will know, we listen to the frustration is, and then we could come back to co-create the systems. And we go through the pressure test, see how that works after we threw out to the public. And then we come back to refine it, and hopefully we'll sustain it. And now it's actually a part of the school system, so it actually sustained it already. And here's how it works. The platform brings the three streams we just saw together: academic records, activities outside classroom, and the U-Can result into one student learning e-portfolio. On top of that sits an AI recommendation engine, for example. Let's take a student. The engine reads her data and builds a competence radar. Compare where she is now with where she wants to go. Then it turns to the gap into the clear next step. Say it's a technical writing elective, a data storytelling workshop, and cross-college research internship. That's all of it a living e-portfolio and an atomic CV. So we go from the scattered point inputs to one clear view through the engine and out as the real action a student can take. So the key piece is the competency radar. The idea is simple but powerful. The radar shows two things in one picture: where a student is now and where they want to go. The solid gap is where they are today. The dashed line is their goal. And the important part is the space between the two, that gap. That gap is just a judgment. It's a personal plan for growth. Instead of giving students an abstract score, we show them clear exactly where they can stand and where they focus next. Students tell us this is the moment it clicks. When the vague I should do more, turn into a clear, visible target. This is just an example. Every student's radar looks different because they just set out the different goals. So, but visualization, I just said there, is enough. The radar has to lead somewhere. So every gap, it should become a clear next step. If a student is weak in one area, the platform points them to the right things. Courses that close the skill gap, hands-on workshop for just-in-time skill, and opportunities like internship project and programs. It closes the loop between insight and action. And because every suggestion is tied to students' own goal, it feels relevant and not imposed. And none of this choice or just guesswork. We have the theory, several theories behind this work. Each one of them is grounded. First of all, it's self-determination theory. That's if you give the student autonomy, I'm sure they were more willing to do things. Second theory is interest-driven personalization. So if student interested, it's more likely to drive them to do things again. And then learners and analytics, SRL, I think the visible data must translate into reflection. So the pedagogical is a shift. So before that, we have this system, we bought this system, on the market. We think that's useful for the school to use it. But nobody uses it because it's so rely on the student to give the input to the systems, which student will not do it. So it's the passive recipients of the standardized curriculum. And now it's the active architects of the individualized pathway. We are doing something new right now, built on this e-portfolio project, because NCKU blended SDG goals in every classroom, in every classes. Also, we try to blend that into every workshop, every activities happen in the school, highly combined with the SDG target. So we have this, start trying to build this system that can recognize students' strong suit in which target, in which like SDG 11, like SDG 9, which is a really strong suit, or medical or medicine, that kind of things. So we have their own SDG certified, that kind of thing. Right now is ongoing. So let me close where I began. Our aim is to help learners become the architects of their own journey, right? Turning scattered experience all over the place into one path they understand and they own. That belief, more than any single feature, is what this work is really about. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Professor Huang. I think this system is like a headlight that shows the way ahead for students. And the best part of it is that it includes the student's voice into the design. So after these 4 presentations, I think we can see a very rich and practical picture of how technology may enter into different parts of the learning process. It helps students to review the course materials, helps students to acquire, the AI literacy, and also help students to reflect on what they have learned. So taken together, I think these technologies could have the potential of reshaping the learning environment. And exactly because of this potential impact, I think it's important that we have to raise a few questions and issues. These questions are not meant to be criticisms, but rather, if we really want the technology to truly support student agency, we have to be clear, we have to understand some basic issues first. So let me show my comments and the questions. And then I'll invite the panelists to respond to whatever this question, which questions you want to respond. So the first question is from implementation to evidence. We know these tools looks very powerful, but whether, I mean, the real important thing is whether they really work. I mean, whether they really help students to learn better, to understand themselves better, and take control of the learning process better. Right? I think Wei Sun has mentioned some studies, but I think this is a very small sample, right? 30 persons involved. So we still need more data to talk about this. So my question is, what kind of evidence should we use to measure the success of technology-enhanced learning environment? My second question is from support to over-support. Now, we see those tools are very powerful. They help summarize the videos, give quizzes for you to check on your progress, and also give you suggestions of what you should learn next. But I think, as I mentioned in the early presentation, that learning often requires students to struggle a little with the learning material, right? They have to try to organize different informations together, to connect ideas, and to make sense of what it is all about, right? But if we overly rely on the AI, sometimes AI just gives us a very smooth and polished sheet of knowledge, right? Now, does this take away some of the learning power from the students? So how can we design this system to support students without encouraging cognitive offloading or reducing their own reflection? That's my second question. My third question, from technology development to teaching practice. I mean, a lot of these innovations are done by the technology teams in the institution. But whether they truly become useful depends a lot on how teachers use them in a classroom. So the question is, do teachers really catch up with the technology? Do they know the pedagogical values behind this technology? And will they be willing to design their teaching accordingly? So the number 3 comments or questions is, what support do teachers need in order to, so that technology is not just available, but meaningfully used in teaching and learning? So that's my 3 open questions, and I'll ask the panelists to take turns to respond. You can choose any. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thank you for your excellent questions. I think I can answer the first one. From implementation to evidence, how can we make sure or measure the success of technology-enhanced learning environments? In my school, there's a department that needs to take a national board examination. And the students, they start using AI-assisted platform so that students can practice over and over again for taking the examination. Although the result is that the number of students pass the exam is not as many as last year, but during the process, they do identify those students who need special help for passing the exam. So because this platform leaves the digital prints, and so the teachers can, from the platform, can understand what kind of, which students they need the help. So I think because of this experience, so we are, as I just say, only 30% of our students are taking our platform to practice national board examinations. So we wish that we will continue to deploy this or advertise this platform to our departments so they can use this, and then students can learn by themselves at their own pace the necessary fundamental questions they need, the knowledge they need to pass the national board examination, so that they have more times for other more interesting topics to explore. Okay, and then the teachers will be more willing to redesign the course. Okay, so I think that's one part from the implementation to evidence. So to summary, I will see one measure of students passing the national board examination. And the second thing is that teachers are starting to redesign their national board examination related fields of a lecture so that make it more updated and more interesting and more self-learning like that. That's my answer to question one. Thank you.
Thank you. So the medical exam in Taiwan have a very high bar. So the university used the system to help the students pass those examinations. I think it's one indicator of their impact. Thank you. Professor Chen, please.
Yeah, I also like to respond to the first comment. And in addition to the national board exam, the medical students need to pass the OSCE exam before they got the certificate. The OSCE exam will test the students the skills, how to do the surgery or how to do the suturing or intubation. So we can see what is the passing rate of the students by comparing the group using technology, the VR technology, or without using the VR technology, so that we can see what is the success of this VR enhanced learning. Yeah, and also I'd like to comment on the third, to respond to the third comment. So I think actually at NYCU we don't have the supporting team for teachers to build tools. And on the contrary, like I just mentioned in my talk, we engage students to invent or to build their own tools and to help teachers in their in the courses. So that I think it is a good model, because the students are naturally very easy to learn or to rapidly learn new technologies, not like the teachers. So I think it is a very good way to engage students in the teaching. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chen. Yeah, Professor Huang.
I would like to respond to the comment too from my own experience and also from my system that I just introduced the aspects. For me, when I'm in the school, I've been a mentor for the students. So I think 9 out of 10 students come into my office, they need a direction, they need a support. The support means only direction. You just give them a direction. I mean, in size of that, my university is so huge. I mean, a lot of resources you can explore. The person who knows where to go is like to really enjoy the freedom. Just like you go into the Mayor Plaza over there in the city over there, and you see the huge places. You feel the freedom, and you just grab a chair to sit in, enjoy the tapas from the Spain. You know, that's like the freedom. You enjoy it. You know where to go. But if you don't know where to go because it's scattered out, you don't know which road you're gonna take, and all you do is just point out for him or her, for the students, And the next step for the student is he or she has to act on it. So the system is, or for me, or my system is already, serve as a supporting system. So I am not concerning about over supporting, because I want them to come if they have the issue, if they have the problems. So the thing is, we only give them the recommendation. We not really give the decision. The decision still holds on their hands. We point the direction, which road, if they agree, they are taking on it. They will have to go it. That's the path they have to go. So for me or for my system, is only, I'm not really concerned about over supporting. It's supporting system, and they should use it. Thank you.
Thank you. Wei Shun.
Okay, I also have some feedback for the second comment. And yes, we hope that technologies are tools, and with these tools, I think if there is, without the teacher's guidance, maybe student will depends on those technologies instead of that make the technology as a helper to enhance the student's agency. So I have something to share about, I mentioned in my sharing that we use AI to generate the video summary automatically. And in the process of developing these features, we keep testing what's the right level for the summary. Yes, we we want to avoid that making the summary too detailed. Then the student just read the summaries, and the student will think that, okay, I know what the videos is talking about. I've learned everything, and I don't need to watch the videos. That's not the effect we are wish to see. So yes, so we for example, we hope that. In the summary, it might be said, okay, this session will explain a particular formula, but it won't include the formula or the explanation or the examples to teach the formula. Then students still need to watch the video sections. Yes, that's what we are doing to prevent the overloading of technology. Yeah.
Okay. So, Professor, you want to add something?
Okay. Well, just to add another comment to answer to comment 2, I think the virtual hospital I just talked about, it's support, but not to over support, because we are not that yet. But I think with the implementation of virtual hospital in our medical school learning, I hope to see another measure that is less burnout by from the newcomers into the hospitals. So that's it. I think our students are not over-supported yet. Thank you.
Thank you. So I think they all share a very positive, optimistic view of technology integration. I think that's also kind of the same atmosphere that we have in my university. So we are eagerly integrating the technologies, but on the other hand, we remind ourselves constantly that there are pitfalls of every tool. The technology is not a magic wand that solves everything. It solves some problems, but creates other problems. So we need to be very careful and balance the program. So. Now, I'm very sorry, we only have 5 minutes left, but these are the questions that I designed for discussion. How is your institution doing in terms of technology integration, and what is the advantage of using the technology that you observe in your institution, and what kind of support do you give to the teachers? And if you can introduce one technology-enhanced initiative, what will it be? Well, but I don't think we have enough time for a group discussion. So maybe we open the floor for comments, questions to the panelists, and also including the discussion questions that I have on the screen. So we have 5 minutes. Anyone want to do the first? Yeah. Oh, do you have the microphone? So where's the microphone? Okay. Thank you. You keep talking.
Okay, and then is it working now?
No.
No?
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much. It was really, really interesting. I've also worked in educational technology for over 10 years, and I found everything you told us about very, very fascinating and interesting. So thank you very much for your presentations. My question is about the frogs, because I was thinking about the act of dissecting a frog and how the haptics, the feeling of penetrating skin, the feeling of the smell, all the physical sensations that don't get communicated through virtual reality. And my assumption is that by giving people a virtual opportunity to dissect a frog, it is exposing them in smaller steps, because you were talking about the emotional impact. So I was wondering if you could just say a little bit more about what gets lost with technology, like the human element in some things, the haptics, physical experience, and how you're balancing that with increasing agency with technology.
Okay, so just let me confirm that I understand the question. So the frog, if we do it in the virtual environment, we may lose this essential, experience. So how do you deal with that?
Yeah. Okay, this is a very good question because the haptic feeling, the haptic response is very difficult to reproduce the real feelings and also the smell. So actually, my colleagues, I'm with the Department of Computer Science, and several of my colleagues are working on that to produce real or more realistic haptic response, and for this kind of projects. We are purchasing some 3D printing machine which can produce biomaterial, something like that. I forgot the exact name. So that will have more realistic feelings to provide the haptic response. Yeah, we are working on that.
Add an answer. During our education in my age, okay, we usually divide into group, and everybody has a frog, and then you start dissecting. But then, actually, it's not necessary to have many frogs dissected at once. So actually, in when I was a student, I actually saved some frogs from the dissecting table and then take it to the campus and set it free. So I think that's why we do not need to dissect that many. But in medical students, we do need to do cadaver dissection, because that's bring a real feeling and actually the humanity in it. Because while you're dissecting these cadaver teachers, students learn to respect life. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I think we have less than 2 minutes left, and because we have a closing remark coming up, maybe we'll stop this session here. We can carry on the discussion to the coffee table, or maybe next year or 2 years after to Osaka, right? Hiro will talk about this Osaka conference. Oh, I shouldn't. No, did I say something? No, erase your memory. Sorry. Thank you for coming.
momentito, ¿tienes para agarrarlo? Ah, en el bolsillo. Perfecto. ¿Se puede recoger el pelo? Eso. Perfecto.
Wait.
¿Bien?
Okay.
Un poco.
Sí, it's okay. It's okay. Okay.
¿Cómo
Hola. You are me. Toi, toi.
Hola. Hola. Attention, s'il vous plaît.
Last effort. Last effort.
Bueno, ha llegado el momento final de esta conferencia y como sabéis, si habéis visto en el programa, pues nos toca a Arián y a mí, bueno, despedir un poco este evento, ¿no? Nos hemos hecho como una pregunta que vamos a intentar responder cada una desde su experiencia. Las dos tenemos una amplia experiencia, más bien muy larga en el tiempo.
We are the old ones.
Y en el ámbito del desarrollo académico, de la calidad de la docencia en la universidad. Entonces, vamos a hablar de lo que hemos aprendido, ¿no? Yo por una parte y luego, posteriormente, Arián. ¿De acuerdo? Entonces, igual empezamos.
Sí.
Y voy a poner el primer punto, el punto de partida. Porque vosotros sabéis y vosotras sabéis que las personas que trabajan en las unidades de desarrollo académico o en los Teaching and Learning Centers, o como cada uno lo llame, tienen como dos grandes perfiles. Unos son académicos que llegan a desarrollar esa tarea durante un tiempo y otras personas son personas que tienen esa tarea de manera permanente, es decir, que profesionalmente se dedican al desarrollo académico. Yo os voy a poner mi punto de partida. Yo soy académica, llegué a la universidad, hice mi tesis doctoral y empecé a trabajar en la universidad pues dando clases e investigando, etcétera, ¿no? Unos años después, justo en el proceso de Bolonia, que en Europa, como todas sabéis, tuvo su importancia, me propusieron ser la directora del servicio de asesoramiento educativo, que es el Teaching and Learning Center de nuestra universidad, ¿no? Y ahí estuve trabajando durante 8 años. En ese momento es en el momento que entré en REDU, en la red de docencia universitaria, ¿no? En ese tiempo también, en ese periodo, me encontré con ISOTEL, concretamente en Australia, en una estancia que estuve allí en su Teaching and Learning Center, conocí este concepto y esta manera de trabajar. Después he sido vicerrectora y ahora soy presidenta de REDU y profesora normal y corriente de mi universidad. Ya no estoy en la unidad trabajando, ¿no? Entiendo que hay personas que tienen este rol o este perfil, ¿no? Que ya veréis que es distinto al de Arián, que es más permanente en el tiempo. Entonces voy a simplemente esbozaros 5 ideas, así, bueno, que se me ocurren, que nos podrían servir para pensar cómo tienen que ser las personas y los profesionales que trabajan en el desarrollo académico en el futuro, porque va a haber unos grandes retos por delante. Las universidades nunca hemos vivido tiempos muy buenos, ¿no? Pero bueno, no vienen mejores, ¿no? Entonces nos tenemos que preguntar, las personas que trabajan como desarrolladores académicos, ¿qué necesitan, qué podrían tener como referencia? Yo voy a plantear 5 cuestiones y Arián después las siguientes, ¿no? La primera es lo que saco de mi experiencia. Yo llegué a la dirección de esta unidad después de llevar 15 años dando clase, ¿no? Y yo creo que esta experiencia es lo que me permite descentrarme mucho. Cuando he trabajado con profesores y profesoras, entiendo muy bien su situación porque yo estoy en un aula parecida a la suya, ¿no? Entonces, esta capacidad, esta experiencia y ese aprendizaje previo, a mí me ha servido mucho para poder trabajar en el ámbito del desarrollo académico, ¿no? Yo además soy pedagoga, entonces, bueno, pues mis compañeros y mis compañeras del ámbito de las matemáticas o de la física me decían, no, pero claro, es que es tu ámbito, ¿no? Pero en realidad no es mi ámbito, ¿no? El ámbito es la educación superior, no es la pedagogía que venía más de la tradición escolar, es otra cosa, ¿no? Y aunque en un principio trabajamos con claves muy de pedagogía, con el tiempo esto se ha ido transformando y creo que en una buena dirección. ¿Dónde se ha ido transformando? Yo os tengo que reconocer que para mí la gran transformación se produjo a través de esta idea, ¿no? Y es la idea que yo descubrí con Sottel, con el scholarship de Boyer, ¿no? Cuando Boyer cuenta qué es ser académico y cómo se conjugan los ámbitos en los que trabajamos las personas académicas. Y para mí fue muy importante entender cómo funciona la ciencia desde una manera holística, una disciplina científica, y cómo están interrelacionados tanto la producción de conocimiento como su transmisión y socialización, como su transferencia a la solución de los problemas reales, como en sus síntesis creativas cuando hay fusiones entre diferentes ámbitos e ideas, ¿no? Para mí esta idea es crucial y en mi biografía personal ha sido crucial. Sin embargo, si tenemos esto en cuenta, se me ocurren algunas preguntas que son un poco incómodas. La primera es, estamos aquí ya hablando durante 3 días de desarrollo académico docente. Nuestra palabra clave es teaching. Teaching skills, teaching agency, teaching. Y os voy a contar lo que me pasó a mí hace ya varios años en un programa que hicimos de profesores noveles, ¿no? De profesores que llegaban a la universidad. El rector nos dijo, tenemos que poner en marcha un proceso de noveles. Entonces vinimos a Cataluña a preguntar cómo lo hacemos. Hicimos un maravilloso programa de noveles que duraba 1 año, con portfolio, con observación, o sea, todo lo más, lo metimos allí. Hicimos el proceso. Cuando acabamos el proceso, hicimos una evaluación con los profesores y las profesoras que habían participado. Y nos dijeron, ha estado muy bien, hemos aprendido mucho, pero nosotros, aparte de enseñar, hacemos otras cosas. Y yo creo que esto fue como un ¡pum!, ¿no? Claro, ¿no? Entonces, yo me pregunto para el futuro si no tendremos que empezar a pensar en programas de desarrollo académico en donde las personas se formen de manera integrada y armónica en sus diferentes tareas que además están interrelacionadas. Y crear un poco, o sea, dejar un poco de lado esta tradición de aquí hablamos de teaching y no me hables de nada más, porque este no es el sitio, ¿no? O sea, si somos físicas, matemáticas o, yo qué sé, o biólogas, tenemos que entender que tan importante como que si no hay enseñanza y aprendizaje, las disciplinas se mueren. Entonces, es tan importante como la producción de conocimiento o como la solución de los problemas que tiene la sociedad respecto a esta disciplina. Entonces, para mí esto es fundamental, pero creo que esta pregunta hay que empezar a plantearla. Nos crea incomodidad porque nos mueve mucho lo que hacemos, ¿no? Pero bueno, yo la lanzo ahí. Tercera pregunta o tercera reflexión, y introduzco ahí la idea de cambio educativo, ¿no? Ayer Ruth Graham ya lo dijo, y yo creo que para mí esta es la verdadera pregunta, no es el teaching, ¿no?, sino el cambio educativo, ¿no? Y yo creo que hay una práctica bastante extendida dentro de nuestra práctica de este sector, que está muy relacionado con el trabajo directo con el profesorado, que está muy bien, pero que hay que empezar a pensar en otras claves como más grandes, ¿no? Veo allí atrás a Catarina Matterson, está también Roxy, que han hablado de el desarrollo académico estratégico, ¿no? Y de alguna manera que tenemos que ir un poco más allá de los individuos con los que estamos tan a gusto trabajando, ¿no? Sí, creo que hay que moverse un poco a las partes más estructurales de todo esto, ¿no? En mi biografía personal, tan importante como trabajar con mis compañeras y mis compañeros ha sido el deseo fuerte de que mi universidad avance. Y cuando digo esto, lo digo desde mi condición de universidad pública, porque las universidades públicas tenemos un mandato público y tenemos que trabajar con una serie de elementos que son diferenciales. No es lo mismo estar en una universidad de élite que en una universidad pública donde llegan los hijos y las hijas de las personas que pues, no tienen muchos recursos, ¿no? Y que tenemos que sacarlos adelante. Entonces, esta idea de que las universidades públicas tenemos ese mandato y que desde nuestras unidades de desarrollo académico, esto hay que planteárselo desde el primer día, para mí es una idea muy importante. O sea, una idea que te cambia la manera de pensar, ¿no? En Redu ya estamos trabajando con estas ideas para hacerlas operativas y vamos avanzando, ¿no? Pero yo creo que todavía existe la idea hegemónica de que las unidades de desarrollo académico pues, trabajan con los profesores para mejorar las cosas que pasan en el aula, etcétera, etcétera. Cuarta, sueño. Y no es sueño que tengo sueño, sino soñar y imaginar el futuro que queremos, ¿no? Si no tenemos un sueño, ¿a dónde vamos? Y el sueño también hay que explicitarlo, no solamente en términos estratégicos. Yo quiero que el 40% haga no sé qué, sino mi universidad, ¿dónde quiere, dónde sueña llegar? Ya sabemos que no va a llegar, pero ¿dónde sueña llegar, ¿no? Entonces, este sueño hay que explicitarlo y hay que saber comunicarlo. No vamos a aglutinar gente con nosotros y con nosotras si no somos capaces de que en cada universidad se articule ese sueño y se explique por qué ese sueño es el deseable para todos y para todas, ¿no? Entonces, sin esto, a mí me cuesta saber dónde vamos en este ámbito, pero también en el de la investigación y en todos los demás, ¿no? Esto es un poco esta idea de... Claro, esto está relacionado también con la esperanza. Ayer David hablaba de la esperanza, pero de la esperanza habló hace mucho tiempo Freire en su libro Pedagogía de la Esperanza, ¿no? Y precisamente los que lo tienen peor, en este caso las universidades públicas, tenemos que pelearnos más el tema de la esperanza y el de la resiliencia también, ¿no? O sea, tenemos que conseguirlo sí o sí, porque eso es el éxito social, o sea, que tenemos como sociedad, ¿no? Y lo último, porque no le quiero quitar tiempo a Ariane, es un poco mi clave para trabajar con otros, ¿no? Que me ha tocado trabajar con otros, con mis estudiantes, con mis compañeros de departamento, con mis compañeros en el equipo rectoral, con mis compañeros en Redu, en fin, con mucha gente, ¿no? Mi clave siempre es que esa persona que tengo delante sabe muchísimo, porque la gente que vive en la academia sabe muchísimo, o sea, saben mogollón, no estamos hablando de cualquiera, ¿no? Saben mucho, ¿no? Entonces siempre veo en ellos cosas que yo no sé para nada y que me pueden ayudar a pensar, ¿no? Entonces la clave de esta relacional de ¿cómo ve esto? Y vamos a discutir con ellos, o sea, sobre ello, y qué sale de esto. Y ahí es donde se produce la magia, ¿no? Cuando entras con una idea, empiezas a escuchar el de esto, en esto, en esto, y de repente hace plop, y hay otra idea que es la buena, que es la que te permite avanzar. Son 5 pequeñas reflexiones que no van a ninguna parte, simplemente las quería entregar pues, como colofón final a este trabajo de mucho tiempo y de mucho esfuerzo de mis compañeras que están ahí abajo, calladitas, y al de todos vosotros y vosotras que habéis venido a presentarlo. Y sin más dilación, le paso la palabra a Ariane.
Bravo.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being still here, guys. This is a good example of resilience, I think, with the heat and all the work and all the travels behind, ahead. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Auditorium. I think our joint conversation is a very good example of what ICED can achieve. I will not be long, but there are a few things I would like to tell you. First of all, I put this picture here not because I want to tell you I'm proud of having done a TED Talk. The reason why I put this picture there is because, first thing, it was a replacement. Somebody got ill and could not do the TED Talk, so I had 2 days to prepare it. So I was replacing someone. Okay, I did it, not so bad. But the second thing I would like to say is that it had such a huge impact within my institution, among my colleagues, with my director, and all of a sudden, just having been outside of the school doing something which was a bit, public, then it came back again into my institution with a super, super positive effect, a bit more resources, more consideration. So just a little advice here, don't underestimate what you can do outside of the institution, which may come back by different ways. Open your heart before you open your mind, sorry. Who knows that person? Raise your hand. Still a few people have known Denis Berthiaume. So Denis Berthiaume has received the ICED Spirit Award. He has been a fantastic scholar. He left us in 2023, but he has had a huge impact. Why do I show you this picture? It's because as an educational developer, there are sometimes people you encounter who make a difference in your life. They make a difference, they bring something new. And he was the one introducing me to ICED. He said, you have to go to ICED. Don't only go to those French associations conferences, go to ICED. And the first time I went there, it was in Barcelona back in 2010. I was so amazed, and it was the beginning of a love story with ICED. Thanks to ICED, I had another very important encounter that was in 2012 in Bangkok, where the keynote was Eric Mazur, a professor from Harvard. Maybe some of you were there. And he went to my presentation in the afternoon. He gave the keynote in the morning, and then he invited me at Harvard University. And I've been a visiting professor at Harvard University for some time, thanks to ICED, because he was like, okay, you are Swiss, it would be interesting for you to come. And by the way, he just also asked me, can I come and give a talk in Switzerland? Which, of course, I arranged. But never underestimate these encounters. It brings so much. So having an open heart, an open mind, helps us to grow and to continue developing new skills and new ways of practicing our job. This is a very special one, because I'm getting old. Everything I do is old. I did my PhD very late. I started learning golf a year ago. I got married a week ago. So I do everything late, so thank you. Actually, I should be on a honeymoon, guys, and I prefer to be with you. I prefer to be with you. So, no, yeah, be aware. That's a big choice. No, but to tell you that when I started playing golf, no one knew who I was. No one knew about my, writings about learning or about whatsoever. And I really was the beginner, very humble. And I was observing the way I was being taught, and I was observing my reaction. And then I had this crazy idea to organize a workshop for faculty members, some sort of secret workshop, where they were not aware what was going on. They only knew they should have a good jacket and good shoes. And they came to the golf course with me and the pro. And the pro acted in 3 different ways. The first way, he put a red cap and was, the typical very professional university faculty member showing things but expecting the best. And they were all like a bit, you know, surprised, like, what shall I do? And then he played some other roles about collaborative learning, cooperative learning, and we had sometimes in the classroom on the golf course to talk about learning theories and the impact it could have. And it was a huge success. And I think that we are being very creative, we educational developers, because sometimes we never know how, you know, to hook those faculty members, or we never know how to make a difference in the students' learning. So trying to keep the idea of putting oneself in the position of the learner, I think is a good way of doing so. Lesson 3, research gives credibility to development work. What you have here, it's something I have developed with professors. It's the wheel of satisfaction. I always found it difficult when I'm meeting with professors when we know there's a problem, there's something to do. How do you start the conversation? Where do you begin? So that wheel we have developed is a wheel of some sort of fulfillment, satisfaction. It's a Word document, so I can adjust it according to the problems I have spotted. And then I ask the person to reflect upon how they feel, how they situate themselves on that wheel. And when we see that it looks rather like a radar and it's not really homogeneous, not very in harmony, then I ask the person, where would you like us to start working? Honestly speaking, most of the time it's about the students' feedbacks, but it's a good start, why not? And then we start the conversation. And the interesting thing is that they keep that wheel and they come back. They come back later on, they come back with having tried to do something, and they redo the wheel with another color, and so we compare the movement of the radar. Another thing that I'd like to tell you about is that with a colleague, I'm at the end of my career, and my colleague is a bit younger, but he's a good scholar in French, very well known. His name is Amaury Del. Maybe some of you know him. We have thought of developing a game which is called, I will show you in a minute. It's a playing card games with real cards, but it can be done online, just to try to work from all the perspective of a senior rector wanting to develop a new area of studies. A young faculty member who has no clue on how to start and deliver his first course. All levels. It could be from the educational, from the academic developer, from engineering, and I think that's the beauty of our job, because it keeps us thinking. We always have new ideas, new ways of how can I help, how can I try to make a difference, and this is one. Another thing I'd like to mention here is I launched a podcast because at some point I was like, I will write another book. I did one with Denis Berthiaume, the person I mentioned before, and I was like, yeah, but you know what? I went on the North Sea on a sailboat and I got seasick, really badly seasick. And then I said, oh, I cannot read, I can do nothing. So I was just listening to podcasts. And I had the idea, oh, maybe I should start a podcast. And so I had the huge pleasure to start it in 2019, December 2019. And I was just, 20 minutes every week, every other week with an expert of something, talking about something. And guess what? Then the pandemic happened. And this kind of resources was so helpful for so many people that it grew up like something unexpected very, very fast. So this is the core design cards. For instance, it's in French. Over 250 different cards, because you can really, play with the colors and from the different perspectives. I hope it to be translated in English in 1 year or so. Lesson 4, join the conversation. And I love this picture. I don't know if Hayato is in the room now. Is he here? Hayato is a doctoral student who presented his work yesterday in the first session of a doctoral colloquium here. And it was such a good conversation with all those people. Everybody was so into it and we were about sharing and discussing. And at the end, I just asked them, okay, what are the obstacles you are facing right now and how can ICED support you? ICED, sharing, caring, trying to support. And it has been decided that one community of practice for PhD students will be created, and it will be facilitated by 2 persons, one person from Canada and another person probably from Japan, I hope. I discussed with Hiro, and probably from Japan. So it's going to be thanks to you, Monica. You were the first to start this, and I think it's a good. Thank you. Thank you. And I think this is us, this is ICED. We try to be concrete. We are sharing, we are discussing, we try to do things. It's not just about showing, it's about really trying to make a difference in educational development. And for those who are not there on Monday, I tried to estimate, and we did that also with Robert, the president-elect was here, to estimate how many students might be impacted by your work, my work, our work. We talk about more than 20 million students. It's a lot and not a lot, but it makes a difference. So let's keep on working on that. And also, I really like the idea of looking for challenges. Look for ideas that challenge your assumptions, because I think those controversies are super gateways to learn new things. When you confront your perspective with someone whose perspective is different, when there is some sort of clash or opposition, this is when you can emerge new ideas, new learning. And I think it's very interesting to try to spot in conferences like this one, papers you would say, I'm not sure I'm interested in that because that's not the way I think. This might be a good start to attend and discuss with the person. Yes, read what others are doing. Just a little mention for IJAD. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say so, but I will tell you the secret. So you keep it quiet afterwards. But IJAD, our journal, International Journal of Academic Development, is back to the highest ranking. So it's a high-rated journal. Thanks to you, thanks to your work. Congratulations. I see people who contribute regularly in the journal. It's such a good quality of production. Please share the journal, talk about it. And one little detail, though, when you share the journal, share the link. Because each time you share a link, the person who uploads it for free, most of the time, most of the article they can upload, it gives one more click and it changes also the stats. If you just send the article as an attachment, first of all, it's not allowed. But second, then we don't have the real measurement. So think about it. It's a good one. The last lesson, and probably is the most important one for me. It's, speaking from one's heart. Okay, I know it sounds like, what? I mean, it's un peu bateau, as we say in French, like, okay, everybody says so. But no. In difficult conversation, when you find it difficult to talk to someone, I mean, it could be also in a private life, but I'm talking professionally. You know those professors who are resistant, who come to see you because they are obliged to somehow, and because then they can say, I've seen her, I did my part, but nothing changed. So the thing is connected, but really visualizing that you connect to your part. The magic happens. The moment you do so, the person you have in front of you drops the mask, drops the frog, and goes into her heart or his heart as well. And then, because they see no threat, they see no judgment, they just see someone who is trying to support, not to control, but to help. And I would advise you to think about that little Alliance des Princes, that's how we call it in French. It's derived from the coaching. It's something, I'm a coach on the side, and the tools I have been using in my practice as an education developer, the tools from the coaching have been quite helpful, but especially this one. Because if you make it fully aware in your mind that you are going into your heart, so you drop all the préjugés, all the former beliefs about someone, you just have a new eye and try to listen, try to understand, ask to clarify or to reformulate, but in a supportive way, you can really achieve miracles. So I'm at the end of this talk, so I told you it would not be too long. It's not too long, but it's a thank you, because thank you for sharing my journey in those last 20 and something years. And here, first of all, okay, being an education developer is a roller coaster. Each time we have a new director, a new dean, we never know, oh, what's going to happen? Can we keep the same thing or not? I just had a talk with a colleague from the United States who said she's the director of a Center for Teaching and Learning on the East Coast, and she had 9 people, 9 faculty developers, and they reduced her staff to 2. Now there are 2 people left instead of 9. So can you believe that? Just because there's a change in the politics, and so it affects our work. So it's a roller coaster. And then maybe there might be some good news in 2 years' time or 3 years' time, and she might get back to 11 staff people working with her. But it's like that. So this is why I think one of our key values is resilience, because we are used to that and still we need to work. We need to make sure that we are not a nice to have, we are a need to have. And this is Casturi who told me that back in Santiago de Chile a few years ago, 3 years ago. It's really, we have somehow to by our acts, by our commitments, by the results of what we're doing, prove that we are a need to have. So I would like to say, in this picture, thank you. Thank you. Woo. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have a safe travel back. But before that, I think you have a few things to say, Monica. Oh, do you come here? Or I think she has something to tell you. Oh, she has something to give me. I think I know what it is, yeah. But I'm super happy.
This is for Victor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
I could use the other microphone, but that should be okay. I won't be very long. Before we officially close this ICED2026 conference, let me leave you with a few just final thoughts. So when we opened this conference 3 days ago, I shared my hopes that these days together, I shared my hopes for what these days together might achieve, like new frameworks, new relationships, new projects, new collaborations, new friendships, sorry, and perhaps more importantly, new renewed agency. I left some of my voice and my energy yesterday in the dancing floor. I hope you are leaving Salamanca with all these hopes. Thank you for being here, especially those who traveled such long distances. New Zealand, China, Taiwan, Canada, Chile, thank you. For those colleagues who participated online, your presence is what has made this conference what it has been. I would also like to thank you for your patience. Organizing a hybrid conference of this scale is never without challenges.
If a connection did not work perfectly, if communication was occasionally unclear, or if something did not happen exactly as planned, thank you for your understanding. Whenever possible, still presentations can be uploaded in our program or can be recorded. So we can still share our work afterwards. So this is not the end of, just because we are finishing this conference today, this is not the end of our work and our communication. This was my first wish. Thank you for being here, and hopefully that you are living with lots of insights and exciting experiences in Salamanca. My second wish is for those of you attending an ICED conference for the first time. Many of you have came to me to say, this is my first time at ICED. I enjoyed it, I liked it, I like this community, I feel welcome. So for those who are here for the first time, I sincerely hope that this will not be the last. Become involved in your national networks. Follow us with our ICED activities, and as Arjen was mentioning, go and read the articles in our journal. Help us continue strengthening this international community. To those who have been already part of ICED for many years, thank you for continuing to build this community with us. I hope these past few days have renewed all friendships. We have encountered, again, colleagues who have been long, perhaps not seen in past conferences, and of course, create new collaborations and strengthen the trust, which is one of the values of this network. Before announcing the host of our next conference, I would like to ask our student support. They are 2 minutes. They are not ready yet. I need to wait for them. They have been now rearranging all the rooms because we have to leave all the rooms as they are, as they were initially in this conference. So here they are. I'm gonna call their names. I'm here. Por aquí. Don't leave, don't leave. I'm just gonna call your names. So here we have Nadia, Andrea, Gabriela, César, Ramiro, Alexandra, Cristina, Jorge, Mario, another Jorge, Isabel, Sara, Antía, Diego, Fernando, Jessica, Hades, Alberto, Marta, Celia, otra Celia, Leticia, Tania, Maria Rosa, and Serena, who's not here, but also. Then, especially, I would like to thank Marina, because Marina, she has been the one who has coordinated this entire army, as Maria Jose was mentioning, my guys, my army. So she has been coordinating the entire student support team with remarkable professionalism. Marina is a predoctoral student, Maria Jose. And an equally special thank you to Enrique, who designed and developed our online conference platform. What I can say is that he has just submitted his bachelor thesis 2 weeks ago, before the conference. He has been working really hard to come up with this platform. My first question, or what I was really asking him, I was like, Enrique, could you provide me with one Word document with a list of links for the meetup, for the meetup online sessions, and also the set of links for the YouTube connections? And he was, yes, Monica, give me a couple of weeks and I will prepare something for you. And the first day that he showed me the draft of this live conference platform, I was like, what is this? Oh my God, this is not the one page of links that I was thinking of. So, you know, I already had some colleagues asking me, what company has done this so beautiful platform? And I said, well, wait a minute, I'm going to introduce Enrique, because I think he will have some jobs, perhaps, after this conference in organizing other conferences here. So thank you so much, all of you, for your contribution. Without you, this would have not been possible. Thank you. What I can add is that they have been reporting me every day the little tricks and issues that had been happening in the rooms all over. So, Monica, today our workshop in room 1-1 started 5 minutes late. Monica, the chair in room 2-1 didn't show up, so some of them have been chairing sessions unexpectedly. Monica, there's this presenter online who cannot get into the Meet team. I'm just running up. So this has been the work that they have been doing, and it's been an amazing experience. Thank you very much. Thank you. I also want to thank Javier, the photographer and the photos. You can place the photos. We have a slideshow, don't we? Can we see the slideshow? It's coming. So you will be seeing some photos from us from these days here. I hope that you see yourself recognized these days during the ICED Council and all this work that we have been doing. We will be enjoying 5 minutes the slideshow while we are asking the convener for the next conference to come up here and present the next conference for ICED28. Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure to be your host here. Thank you, Redo. Thank you also, Congresual, for your support with this conference, Rafael and Francisco. Thank you so much, and Maria. And I hope to see you in ICED 2028. Thank you.
Can I start? Okay. So, konnichiwa. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hiro. I present the Japan Association for Educational Development in Higher Education. I stand before you as a messenger carrying an invitation from Japan. So, where are Japanese colleagues? raise your hand. And so could you please hand out the invitation to everyone? Yeah. You know, Ariana said that having the conference in Japan was top secret. So thank you for being patient. So please take as many as you like, because we don't want to bring back to Japan these heavy ones. So. Okay, so, but first, please allow me a moment to express my deepest gratitude to Monica and the members of Spain. The Spanish organizing committee has set a standard that makes our job very difficult. You know, how can we possibly compete with this weather, this architecture, this hamon, you know? I ate a lifetime's worth of hamon here, you know. Seriously, your hospitality has been extraordinary. From the venue arrangement to every personal act of kindness, you have made every one of us feel truly welcomed. Thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. And now I'm delighted and deeply honored to share with you that ICED2028 will be held in Osaka, Japan. Thank you. Yeah. So we hope this chance will inspire our members in Japan and across Asia to reflect more deeply on the educational values and traditions that are unique to this region. We believe new insights and new knowledge are born through communication with friends from all over the world. The conference theme is Tradition and Innovation in Educational Development. We live in an age of Gen AI and digital transformation. We are now required to reflect on the content and the methods of our practices we have carried out so far. We would like to use this conference as an opportunity to reconsider what constitutes tradition and essence and what needs to be changed. Of course, these two are not in harmony. There will be times when they clash and conflict. I would also like to use this as an opportunity to consider how we should respond to such clashes and conflict, and what kind of dialogue we should have with all stakeholders. So Japan is a country that respects both tradition and innovation. You may have noticed that it will take place in the first week of September, a change from the traditional June timing. So some of you feel, oh, that's a worst season for the educational developers. Let's see. June in Japan falls in the middle of the rainy season. We have a lot of rain and humidity, high humidity, and a very real possibility of the typhoon. For those of you accustomed to the dry climate like Spain, June in Osaka would feel less like an academic conference and more like a visit to a steam room. So, as caring hosts, we felt it was our duty to change the timing. But I must also be honest with you, the first week of September is for many universities around the world the start of a new semester, a particularly busy time for educational developers. And in Japan, we are right in the middle of our academics term, so which makes it challenging for faculty to step away for several days to organize or attend a conference. We are fully aware of these tensions, and we take them seriously. Please reserve the date in your Google Calendar right now. And we are committed to making your journey to Osaka well worth every effort. Now, why Osaka? Let me tell you. We often say that Tokyo is Japan's face, and Kyoto is Japan's soul, and Osaka is Japan's stomach. You know? Osaka is very famous for good food. If our Spanish hosts have set a high bar for cuisine, I promise you, Osaka will make it. The venue, Kindai University, one of Japan's largest and most dynamic private universities, offers world-class facilities and a vibrant academic community. So it sits within easy reach of Japan's cultural treasures, Osaka Castle, like this, and the ancient temples of Nara just 30 minutes away, and Kyoto's UNESCO heritage site just 15 minutes by train. I would recommend coming with your family and friends. You will leave with both new knowledge and unforgettable memories. We are ready, we are honored, and we cannot wait to welcome you. We look forward to seeing every one of you in Osaka in 2028. ありがとうございます. Thank you very much.